Use the beep. Now we've got the arrow pointing forwards. So as soon as you touch the accelerator now, it'll go forward like an automatic car.
Yeah.
Apart from we've got the handbrake on.
Okay.
Which is just down in between the seats there.
Let's see.
Of the truck handbrake.
Oh.
That's it.
Okay.
So yeah, now as soon as you put
the it's air brakes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, this thing's crazy.
And you'll just pull away and take your foot off and it'll stop.
And then you just hit the brakes.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a vario transmission. It just
keeps on going and going and going.
Wow. It feels weird because when you put it's kind of like the with the John Deere with the front end, but it is.
Oh, with the sort of floating front end.
The
TLS on it. Yeah.
I think JCB probably has it all pretty well sewed up. The suspended chassis,
especially with the newer ones. The newer ones are even better.
Oh, they really?
But they still don't sell very well. People still see them just as a transport tractor for the road.
Yeah.
Even though,
they do use them out in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Because they run manure haulers. So I got something on the back. You kind of got to pay attention when I'm doing.
They run what on the back of them?
Well, you got an implement back there.
No, you said they use them
in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Wow, you got to turn this wheel a lot.
Yes.
It's very there's a lot of cranking.
Got a lot of turning to do.
Yeah. So this thing will just shift right along.
Yeah, there's no gears at all, so that'll just keep going.
I've watched you do this. I'm like, where the hell is the gear shifter on that tractor?
Well, my one's slightly different, where it has actually got gears, but it will still go through fully automatically, like. Yeah.
So I've got to remember that I need to be on
my side.
On your side.
Yeah, do a left here. We'll head up the A1 so we can...
the A1?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm making a left?
Yeah, do a left, mate, yeah.
Alright. So which side of the road am I supposed to be on now?
This side, left side, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because now I'm thoroughly confused. I'm in the center of the machine.
Yeah.
So you pretty much there's a lot of cranking on this. It's a lot less with the Deere. Or even the internationals. And then this is wide.
Well, I mean, this is over 8 foot wide. The roads...
A sign that says American driving. Get out of the way. Well, here he comes. So now, will they move over, or they just total jerks about it?
Some do. Some just keep going.
They do.
But we've got our sensible one here. But some of them, they'll just come around 40 miles an hour and just keep going. Yeah, the suicide.
Holy smokes. Oh, this one's got a little puff of smoke to it.
Yeah.
You got to turn it up?
It smoked before we turned it up, but after now we have turned it up, it's even more so.
Yeah.
Especially when it fires the baler up. Cool.
I'm sure.
She smoked, well, you know what it's like to fire that thing up.
Give people all up. Wow. How many horsepower do you think you got?
It should be about 290, 295.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, it is.
I think my dad would like this.
Yeah.
Wow, it just takes the bumps right out of the road.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to buy a JCB now. This is like the wrong thing for me to be doing right now.
Oh, so you can't though, because you just got no backup over there. Well, no, they're not the most reliable things. This is mainly electrical with these things, sensors and stuff like that. But
the problem with my old man is that he bleeds green. And he bleeds green. Yeah, I do too. And that's the one thing. But as far as his shoulder and everything with the operation that he had, it's the rough ride is what really kills him. But I'll bet this thing is slick as hell with a baler. JCB. Unreal. This is like driving the assembly.
Yeah, there's very little difference between them. Yeah, do a left here.
Okay, well, we do have turn signals, right?
Yeah. No, so you're on the right hand side.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So push it up.
Oh.
That's it.
Alright, so I keep looking the wrong direction. That's what I told her. I said, I gotta look the wrong way.
Yeah, you gotta think what you're doing, isn't it?
You pretty much just hammer down now.
Yeah. on them 45-foot trailers.
I'm scared. You know?
Well, it should be fairly normal to you having the bonnet out the front going this speed. No Western Star.
We got, yeah. Yeah, that is a scary run, man.
It's a bit of a different experience to like the John Deere, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because of the speed. What's the 40k the John Deere? Is it 25 miles an hour?
25
Yeah.
and a half, I think, is what
Yeah.
they claim. But with the IVT or the Varios, they're 50,
Yeah.
50K. So. All right, so where are we headed now?
Yeah, we'll go. We'll nip up to Templeton and back, so you can have a good old blast up the A1 with it. And then filter off left, follow that car there.
Follow that car.
Yeah.
Okay, so the turn signal there. See, that's one thing in the U.S. We don't hardly ever use turn signals.
Huh?
Nah. Get out of our way. That's it. Well, this guy, we shouldn't have any trouble with him.
No, little dustbin on wheels, isn't it? Wheelie bin we call them. We had them over there, didn't we?
Smart cars.
Smart cars, yeah.
They're not very smart.
No.
It's definitely different to drive this thing, that's for sure. So I don't need to stop here, right? We'll wait for a little red car. I'm new to this English side of the road. Now, when I watched your wife run that in New Holland, she was cursing pretty good. I thought that was something else. Yeah, if I brought this thing home, I get some stuff done. That's a problem then. Then I'd be getting more ground farther away.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going 42 mile an hour right now.
So that's why we use these to carpet. Because the lorries are so tied up.
Yeah.
With the what's my farmer's got?
42.
Yeah.
And it's actually comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in something different, and it's. I mean, there's bumps. This is smoother than the car we rented.
Yeah.
So where are we headed now? Straight around?
Yeah, keep going up, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is called the A1?
Yeah, this is the A1.
The A1.
Yeah, this goes from London to Edinburgh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it holds its own up on the hill, too.
Yeah.
How heavy is this thing?
It's about, I don't know if it's over 10 ton or around about 10 ton, I think. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to touch on the road.
Yeah, I don't think you could compare this to anything.
No.
I'm surprised John Deere hasn't pulled their head out of their ass and decided to do something like this.
Yeah.
Maybe in the production side of it, they really should.
I mean, Fender sort of snapping at JCB's heels. They would do a 60 ton tractor,
Yeah.
which is sort of 35 mile an hour. And, you know, they're very close, but they're the other one. Like say John Deere, they don't. But they're still okay. As far as I know.
50, which is 32, 33 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. 42 that's 10 mile an hour fast. You're moving.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing would be the cat's ass to get to these far away farms.
Yeah.
Because with this behind, with a super chaser or the stack wagons, as we call them, Timothy would be, like I said, I think he'd be waiting behind me.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you go bail, and I'll come stack it in an hour or two. You know, that's how he would be.
The deck chair would be. Yeah.
The 8120 goes 25 and a half miles per hour.
Lefty it was. It does what?
25 and a half.
25 and a half.
The 7810 does 26.
Yeah.
So I get that little extra. I know that he'll be, Dad runs that one a lot. Oh, and it'll stop you.
Oh yeah, if you damn the brakes on.
Yeah,
you'll know it, like.
Teresa me through the mirror. So we're going to
do a right here.
Right here?
No, let's keep to the, sorry, keep to the.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I'm American again.
I'll tell you what, you'd be surprised how many English people do that as well.
Really?
They'll just go straight up there. Yeah.
So your police, you call them coppers or bobbies? Or both?
Not so much bobbies anymore, coppers do.
Coppers, okay. You know where that came from? The name copper.
No.
I'll give you education.
Oh, go on, yeah.
Okay, copper.
To the right, yeah.
To the...
Yeah,
I gotta go
right,
around.
yeah,
Okay,
go around,
so I'm gonna go there. Yeah, I'm gonna say, now you're really confused. Now, it came from the New York City Police Department.
Yeah.
And they were issued copper badges.
That's
So
right,
this way.
yeah. Yeah, I'm this way.
They were issued copper badges, and it was a very proud thing. They were very proud of their badges,
Yeah.
and they shined them.
Shined them up.
Bright, shiny copper. So they were bright, shiny copper.
Yeah.
So we're going back down now?
Yeah, go back down, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. So that's really where copper came from. Yeah.
Right. So do you call, in America...
cops. We call them cops.
Cops, and of course, yeah.
Because it got shortened.
Yeah.
But yeah, coppers. That's why you see in the old movies, you're gonna get it now, copper.
Yeah.
And that's where it came from.
Yeah.
From the badge. And they got a little American history lesson, and it came all the way in.
All the time.
Now, do you? Oh yeah, we just kind of
just filter it.
Now, do you pretty much rule the road with these over here?
Yeah, well, yeah, sort of thing. Yeah,
they respect these.
Yes and no. Some people do. It's 90% of people will give way to a tractor, and then you get we call them sort of nutters basically, and they'll just come in here and just expect you to get out of the way, even though you're big and you've got a 45-foot trailer on the back, and they don't understand that you need, you can't just pull on 40 ton onto the verge and expect it to come off again. And so there's plenty of ignorant drivers in the UK, plenty who can't drive as well, especially when they have to go backwards.
This is something else. This really moves you down the road. It rides really smooth. And I imagine they would put loaders on these too.
Don't see many loaders on these big ones.
No.
The smaller ones, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it'd make a hell of a loader tractor.
I don't know. That'd be awesome. See, like John is used to the telehandlers, which would be great. But you're bringing everything home.
Yeah.
With the lorries and these. And we don't. No, but we'll go fetch hay from other farms and bring it home.
Yeah.
And we don't do it all at once. Like you pretty much bring everything home while you're making it, right?
Harvest time, yeah.
So we don't do that because after you have a fire and everything is at home, that's when you stop doing that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, when I had that fire back in 2000, the first thing the cop said, "You have insurance." I'm like, well, yeah, I got insurance. And they're like, well, we need to see your policy, and where were you last night?
Yeah.
I was home in bed, and fortunately enough, the hay wasn't insured. I thought it was, but because it wasn't in a building, it wasn't insured. And when they found out that it wasn't insured, they're like, oh, there's no claims? No, see you later.
Yeah.
But we did kind of figure out who did it. It was set.
Yeah.
There was a couple of kids out of Frenchtown came up, and they said, they got up there smoking cigarettes and thought it'd be to the right lane?
Right side, yeah.
Sorry, now you don't like it too bad.
Yeah. You could do right at the roundabout.
Alright. Right on the roundabout. So we're here. And I have to go where?
So keep going round.
Going around.
Going round. And up this one here,
Okay, let me get my turn signal on. See, we entered our roundabouts, we're going the opposite direction, so it's kind of confusing.
I think it's very confusing.
Yeah. Well, you'll see. One of these days you'll make it over the United States. I'll take you around our roundabouts.
I'll definitely have to come
You'll
on.
be like, what the hell is this? Because it's so backwards from what this is here. Because you got to stop. There's stops on them. They got lights on them. It's really a pain in the neck.
Well, we got them over the motorways, over the real big roads.
Yeah.
Where they got stops on them all the way around, and they're just a pain in the arse. But these little roundabouts, they flow quite well.
Yeah, once you figure them out, they're not that hard.
No.
And the nice thing is the GPS says take the second exit on the roundabout.
Yeah.
And over in the U.S. it's nothing. It doesn't say a word.
Oh, right.
Turn left now.
That's it. That's a lot.
Yeah. Somebody died there then, huh?
Yeah, a long time ago. It's claimed quite a few people that ditch.
Oh.
It gets quite icy there with the trees. And people come around, don't realise it's still icy. Straight in the thing.
Straight in there.
Yeah.
So these green lanes that they have over here, as I said a little bit to her about the green lanes.
Yeah.
Now they just kind of wind through different. They're the old Roman roads,
Yeah,
right?
basically, yeah. Old roads that have not been upgraded to a proper road anymore. Yeah, they're just a track that's a public track that you can drive down at certain times of the year.
Making a right here.
Yeah, right here, Wes. Mainly when it's dry because they don't want them chopping up, and you know, you get people in their Land Rovers. They go down and they'll go for a drive down the the lanes. And,
Well, I used to watch a YouTuber by the name of Svengali, and he was he's dead. He killed himself.
Right.
Terrible tragedy.
Yeah.
I used to watch him, and I was always going to come over and meet with him.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to ride these motorcycles up and down these green lanes. It just looked like the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And he committed suicide. His wife left him or whatnot, and he had these 2 daughters, and he did it in such a horrific way you wouldn't even want to know. But he set the house on fire and burned up inside the house.
He sat in there while it burned.
He sat in there while it burned, and it was really a tragedy because he was quite a personality. Really going places with YouTube.
Yeah.
He was mapping the green lanes. He had a website set up so that you could go on the green lanes with motorcycles that were legal to go on.
Yeah.
And and after that, all the mapping stopped. Yeah, see, these roads are a little. Come on, I'm not going to get you. Actually, I'll wait for you to go. I'll just open this window and give me the finger.
Probably.
I think he did.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he did that. I swear. Well, I'm American. What do you want, man? I don't even understand that. That's peace. Oh, well.
Upsetting the locals.
Oh, well, it's okay.
Yeah. So how long ago was this? We talking then with this Svengali chap?
Yeah, Svengali. Yeah, he was really a neat guy. He actually went on because I like motorcycles. I've ridden motorcycles. I have, the motorcycle that I own. I don't ride anymore. I actually ride the one that my driver has. But because I'm interested and I wanted to come over here and ride these motorcycles in this country and in Taiwan also.
Yeah.
Him and another motorcycle vlogger had gotten together.
Right.
And Svengali went to Taiwan to meet up with another. His name is N13 on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they did this thing, and I had these brilliant ideas that I was going to come over and do this.
Yeah.
And he ended up committing suicide over his wife.
Yeah.
I hope she's happy. That's all I can say.
Wow. Yeah.
I hope she's happy for it. But
I feel bad then as well.
He was a young fella. He was.
Did he have 2 daughters? You say?
He had 2 daughters. He had 2 daughters.
Yeah.
And the YouTube proceeds were to go to the 2 girls. But you know as well as I do, when you stop uploading,
It just stops.
It stops.
Yeah, it stops immediately. Yeah.
And that's the little bit that trickles in, it's just done.
Nothing in it.
And there's people that are still signing up, and this channel is still there, and people still subscribe to it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh well, why don't you put up any new videos? And he's been dead for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
We go around that way.
Yeah, go around that way, Chris. Yeah.
I think the rocking of this thing you'd have to get used to. I think the John Deere ain't no different when it comes to that. Very comfortable machine to drive. I can see why you like it so much.
Yeah, the speed and the comfort are the biggest pluses about them there.
Yeah, and
unbelievable in that respect.
The thing with the disc brakes though, what happens when you get into mud? So where's the park, or is it automatic?
When you put the handbrake on, yeah.
Okay, you put the handbrake on,
and it'll come on.
There it is. That's it. That's your butt. one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got another battery, but so this goes up. How do you move that?
It's actually broke at the minute. The handle.
Oh, I see.
See, it's fixed in position at the minute, but yeah, it should slide out of the way. But
and the key.
Huh?
Key is here.
Key there, yeah. No, in the mud, never had no problems with the discs. It's surprising.
Yeah, I would think that those
Radio.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I never listen to in the radio. Well, I'm going deaf for one thing, so I got to hear everything that's going on. But,
yeah, you got to try and hear the bailies and stuff.
I don't say that too much on YouTube, but I am actually almost completely deaf in my left ear.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to hear.
I have to yell to him all the time.
Yeah, and that's when we flew over. She was on my left side.
Yeah,
I said you're on the wrong side. I didn't hear a thing she said the whole time she was talking.
Just not in the right spots.
Yeah, that's right. We could have swapped places, but you know.
Yeah.